Hey stars, so good to see you. I feel like it's been a minute. I feel like we haven't really had that one-on-one talk that we usually have. I feel like we're overdue for an appreciation post, and one of my all-time comfort shows is Avatar: The Last Airbender. If you live under a rock, today's episode is going to bring you back up to speed because listen, I think the show came out in 2007, 2008, and it was one of the peak shows I feel that just has that evergreen, everlasting, feel good type of show. Like it just so great. The story building, the immersion, like it is amazing in every aspect while still holding on to those adult themes like genocide and having to do things against, your better will. So I think one of my favorite things about this show is that like each character you really see them grow from that pilot episode where they're blossoming into a beautiful butterfly and you just feel so proud. You're just like, thank you so much for letting me join this journey with you. Characters really get fleshed out that way instead of it being like a one-dimensional support character who says their two little lines and then they come back 3 episodes later and rinse and repeat while the one main character gets the whole fucking dialogue, the whole fucking show script is all them, all that. Like, no, no, no. I feel like the show really did an amazing job, especially in giving the female characters such overpowered abilities. And I'm eating it up. Little me is eating it up. But today we're gonna, hunker down to one of my favorite villain to hero, best character development, best character redemption arcs that I would argue that I haven't seen this level of thoughtfulness and just like parallels in a hot minute. Like it's just so good. But yeah, today we're gonna like lock in on Zuko's character. My child. Get that snack, sit down, let me be, the voice in the background as you do your homework or your work or you just have a little snacky snack, a little meals. Okay, so picture this, right? Hey guys, I definitely got hit by that copyright claim, so let me give y'all a rundown for what's in this clip, right? So basically, they're strategizing and they're saying, let's use this fresh, no battle experience troop of Fire Nation to go against this very, very strong battalion of Earth Kingdom. And this general literally calls them fresh meat, used as a distraction so they can use a troop of Fire Nation that actually can do something. Zuko was like, why would you betray and sacrifice our own Fire Nation team? That's really messed up. How could you do that to your own team? Jazz music stops. Jazz music stops. So at this point, they're like, you're so disrespectful. You know what that means. And in Fire Nation, it's Agni Kai. Agni Kai, like, there's not no rock, paper, scissors, not no, can we talk about it? You got a duel, you got an Agni Kai. So Zuko was like, okay, let's fight. And he's thinking it's gonna go against that old general. But yo, why Fire Lord Ozai talking about some, oh, you disrespected me in my room, you gotta fight me. And Zuko was like, can you forgive me? Like, I didn't know it was gonna be like this. It was just really freaking crazy. But yeah. Now your father is saying you gotta fight me in this Agni Kai duel. And my thing is, like, I understand doing things to like save face, not to show favoritism. If you could argue that, because you would think that is given slap on the wrist, like don't do that again, or like just a little, like manageable discipline, right? Zuko is literally like scarred physically from his father, Fire Lord Ozai, fire bending him in the face and scarring, yes, scarring his whole face, like half of his face. I forget if it's the left or the right.
Your Zuko costume's pretty good, but your scar's on the wrong side.
The scar's not on the wrong side!
And you would think that that's it. You like that, you literally physically and emotionally scarred me. Can I just go to the infirmary and, heal and just I won't say anything else. I'll just be in the back. No, 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 babes. No, that's not enough. That's not enough. That's not enough. And then Fire Lord Ozai tells 13, 14-year-old Zuko, hey, so you're also banished? It's giving exiled and you gotta go. Do you know you have 30 minutes? You got
Do you know you have 30
Are
minutes?
you kidding me?
30, 30, 30. Yes.
You gotta go. You gotta go. And I'm gonna give you challenge impossible mission, and you gotta find the avatar. Oh no, no, yeah, I know the avatar hasn't been seen for 100 years, but I'm sure you could find him. That's not my problem anymore, but I'm sure you could find him, champ. Now get the fuck out. And I really wish I was joking, you guys, but that's literally how we start off. How we start off this villain to hero. This is the most like I've heard of tragic childhood backstories, but this really takes like the cake. Like you really have to put him into contending because and I'm sorry, like, and let me just re-emphasize. He banished him from the Fire Nation, gave him a little rinky-dink ship, a rinky-dink team that don't respect him, and really said, "Don't come back until you have the Avatar that I and my daddy's daddy had no success in finding." Like the Avatar has been missing for 100 years at this point. So bye. So, stars, now we can finally get into the 3 seasons of the show from the lens of Zuko and his best redemption arc, the villain to hero. Okay, and mind you, there's 3 seasons, right? For each season, I'm gonna give niche babes hero and villain moments. For book one is just like more like Zuko and like him feeling all this hatred and his like firing desire to reclaim his honor. And that is the running theme for Zuko's character because unless you can restore your honor and get the avatar, don't even worry about coming back. I really do give it props to Zuko because as soon as Aang is released from his frozen imprisonment, Zuko was on his ass. Zuko was on his ass. Like, he was really finding these guys, like, left and right. Like, he was really doing his due diligence. He was not playing. He said, I need that honor and I need it now. So yeah, just mostly book one is like Zuko like chasing the team, which is Aang, Katara, and Sokka, and Toph. She later joins in season 2, but for now, and yeah, I would have to say niche babes hero moment of season 1, right? One of my favorite episodes is the Blue Spirit, and this is when Katara and Sokka are really, really sick. So Aang is on a solo mission to find a medicine to cure them. Show shenanigans happens, and Aang is captured by Zuko's op, who's also Fire Nation. His name is Zhao. So Zhao captures Aang. My favorite hero moment of season 1 is when Zuko literally went undercover as the Blue Spirit, and that's like a mask that he has, and he foregoes his fire bending and he wields dual swords. He literally captured Aang from the clutches of the Fire Nation and frees Aang. And it was high key, hell the fuck yeah, hell the fuck, because not you trying to catch my steal, like not you trying to like catch my hunt. Like imagine you're hunting for this prey for months, years on end, and then your op try to be on your coattails and try to catch the not on my watch. So that was definitely one of my favorite episodes of the season 1. Like just the hero moments. Very one of my favorite episodes. And I will have to say villain moments of season 1 for Zuko is when he literally stole Katara's necklace, which was literally her late mother's. That's like one of the biggest pieces that she has left of her mom. And her mom literally was killed because of the Fire Nation. So Katara has a lot of hatred towards the Fire Nation, right? And a villain moment is when Zuko stole her necklace and used it to track Aang, Katara, and Sokka to just track him down and try to capture him. It's really giving cat and mouse in season 1, right? And I promise, stars, it really starts to pick up season 2, and we're gonna jump right into it, right? Towards the very end of season 1, right? It's one of those hilarious moments because Azula, which is Zuko's sister, she's Fire Nation, but she is like child prodigy. Like she is a specialist in everything she does. And she's also fucking intimidating. She's so fucking intimidating. Like, yo, but one of the funniest moments was like towards the very end of book one, where Azula came back for Iroh and Zuko, and she was trying to convince them that hey, Father forgives you. He wants you to come back. Da, 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 da. And Zuko is eating it up. Zuko is like, "Oh, Dad want me back. Where's the ship next to go back? Point me to the ship because I'm there. I'm there, right?" And Iroh, Uncle Iroh, Zuko's uncle, and one of the most wholesome characters that even beyond just this show of Avatar Last Airbender, like one like to this day I'll have a crappy moment. I'm trying to like exude patience and I'm like, what would Uncle Iroh do? Like that's stars, real stars love Uncle Iroh for real. But anyway, so Azula's like, trying to be like, yeah, Father wants to come back, da, 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 da. And Zuko's like, with his suitcase, he's like, yeah, let's go. Why they're literally boarding the ramp to the ship, and one of Azula's lackeys gonna be talking about some load the prisoners up. It was really giving SpongeBob load them fryers.
Rev up those fryers, cause I am sure hungry for one. Help! Help!
I'm ready to order. And Zuko and Iroh immediately put two and two together and just runs. Got the fuck out there. Got the fuck out. And Azula is pissed. And at this point, it really hits to Zuko and Iroh that they are fugitives. Like the moment that anyone Fire Nation tried to find them, like it's a goner. Like, and at this point, they both cut their hair, and this symbolizes them officially cutting ties with the Fire Nation. And now we begin season 2. And
If the Earth Kingdom discovers us, they'll have us killed.
But if the Fire Nation discovers us, we'll be turned over to Azula.
Earth Kingdom it is.
And season 2 is really where Zuko tries to process that he having to reclaim his honor in this very specific way of capturing the Avatar. Uncle Iroh, who this whole time has just been a beacon of hope, but I think his words of wisdom to Zuko, where he's trying to emphasize that it's really Zuko who can choose what Zuko wants his destiny to be. You don't have to listen to your father. Who gives a fuck about this? Reclaim your honor. Only you can decide what's your honor, what's your destiny. Season 2 is all of Zuko trying to really come to terms with that decision, right? And stars, it is a mess emotionally. So good though, so good. So season 2 opens up on Zuko's perspective, right? He and this is where it really cracks me up because why homeboy got a fever and got mad sick, and this is because he decided to stop being evil and start being good. And I literally
Don't feel right.
Zuko!
I literally can't. I literally can't because honestly, same. I don't know why it's like getting sick from choosing to be good. But hey, that Fire Nation blood, hey, I mean, look at his daddy, who's literally in charge of this war that's encompassing all four nations. Like, hello, like this is what happens when Azula and Ozai are literally your I can't talk, literally your family. But anyway. So in this fever, he has a dream. Excellent foreshadowing. He has a dream where two dragons are both like circling him, and it's really giving angel and devil on your shoulder, right? Trying to tell you different things that they suggest you to do. And one of them is Azula's voice, and it's saying, choose evil. And another dragon is Uncle Iroh's voice, and it's basically saying, choose good. And it's just Zuko like sweating, trying to sweat out this, like literally sick as hell because he's like, what should I do? But keep that in mind, stars, the foreshadowing, because we're going to have to come back to that. So as I said, they both, Zuko and Uncle Iroh, cut off their hairs and cut off ties with the Fire Nation. So now they're living as refugees. Like they disguises. Like they're like no more of the red color that symbolizes Fire Nation. Like they're all in green or like beige brown background tones, but mostly green because that's like the Earth Kingdom's prime color. Just like how the waterbending tribes are blue. This show, the fashion, yo, 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 yo. But anyway, so they both got like a buzz cut going on, no hair, refugee clothes. They're just like trying to hide in the hundreds of thousands, millions of refugees who've been displaced because of the war caused by the Fire Nation. So they're like hiding in plain sight. And it really sucks to see Zuko because he's like struggling transitioning from being literal royalty. Now you have to beg for change. Like now you're getting frustrated, which is very understandable. So during this time of season 2, Uncle Iroh and Zuko both, I mean, it's an unspoken rule to don't fucking firebend in this Earth Kingdom territory. Hello? Like, it's very like, you gotta keep that under lock. You can't do no fire. What? Like, everybody in the world pretty much hates Fire Nation. And if you're not living in Fire Nation capital, what the fuck are you doing? Trying to firebend. So yeah, now at this point, Zuko is like wielding his dual swords from the Blue Spirit without the mask. So yeah. So yeah, there's two scenes in season 2 that really stick out to me where Zuko is finally getting that perspective of like, maybe Fire Nation ain't as good as I've been taught this whole entire time, right? One scene is when Uncle Iroh, he loves tea. That's like his Uncle Iroh loves tea. So do I. I love tea too. I love tea too. Do you guys like tea? You know, more like a coffee person? No. Go back to the analysis. Okay, okay. No, 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 no. But yeah, so Zuko and Uncle Iroh are like in the forest, and Uncle Iroh stumbles upon this random ass berry, and he tells Zuko, he's like, "This is either what I can use to make the best tea ever, or it could be poison." And Zuko was like, "Uncle, put that shit down, man. What you doing?" Zuko turns around for a split second. Why Uncle Iroh was like, "Nephew, I know which one it was." And Zuko was like, "You didn't." Why Uncle I was covered in hives. Like, oh my god. But anyway, they stumble upon this sweet random lady who's like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay? Do you need help medically? I can help you." And she's like, "You guys must be travelers because everybody knows not to touch that berry." But they have like good rapport at this point, and she kindly invites them over for dinner. And Uncle I was like, I ain't skipping a free meal. There is niche, babe. So they pretty much spend the night, and they enjoy this lovely meal. They get to know this earthbending family, and pretty much the daughter who invited them over and Zuko have a very tender moment where the daughter looks at Zuko's scar that he got from being firebended at from his dad, Fire Lord Ozai. The daughter looks at him and she's like, "I see that the Fire Nation hurt you." And he was just like, "Yeah." And she was like, "We're kind of the same. I've been hurt too." And she shows him her scars on her leg that look just like his. And this part really gets to Zuko where he's like shook. He's like, "Whoa, like the Fire Nation is using a brute force against these poor people. Like, what the fucking hell?" Like, it really like sticks to Zuko, and you can tell that it's like changing his perspective. Like, he takes it to heart. He's like, "I so disgusted by this." But yeah, right after this, Zuko actually has an episode called Zuko Alone, where sadly he steps away from Uncle Iroh. He's like, "I need to have a moment and figure out what the hell is going on. Like, everything I've been taught is a fucking lie." So he steps away from Uncle Iroh's guidance and he stumbles upon this little boy, and he defends the little boy from these random ass Fire Nation lackeys. And he does so with dual swords. He's not firebending. And the son is like, "Oh my gosh, you saved me, stranger. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can you come over and to my family? I want to introduce you to my family." So he goes to the family, and the family's like, You protected my son. Thank you so much. Those Fire Nation are so cruel. I hate Fire Nation." And Zuko was like, "Yeah, I do too. I hate the Fire Nation." But he's helping around the house. They invite him to like have like a little meal, whatever. Um, and it's so funny because the father of the son gave Zuko a hammer, and Zuko does not know how to use that fucking hammer. Because remember, he's fucking royalty, and it's just so funny him trying to, do regular hand to hand things. But it gets serious where the Fire Nation lackeys, their pride is like, "Oh no." They come back, they spin the block, and basically they're fighting Zuko. Like they're pretty much jumping him, pretty much, and he's still using the dual swords. And you have to remember that fire bending. I can assume. I really wish this world had fire, earth, air, water bending. It would be so cool. But I would think that it's like instinctual that you use it, especially when you're born with it. But he's using these dual swords and he's like trying to fight them off, but it's not enough. And sadly, Zuko just like lets go of the swords and fire bends against the lackeys. And the lackeys are like, "Wah!" And they like run off for real this time. And Zuko turns around. He's like, "Hey, I defended you again. Can we go back to being normal again?" You would think that, yo, they switch on him night and day. They say, you gotta get the fuck out of here. Like the son, the father, the little family's like, get the fuck out. You disgust me. You disgust me. Like that's really the type of energy that it was given. Like it was like, you gotta go. You can't be here. You gotta go. I don't know. Zuko very bitterly accepts this and he leaves. And yeah, right after this, Zuko's like, I am Mr. Dual Swords. Like, fire who? Fire bending what? Like, he's Mr. Dual Swords. And some point he meets Jet, who's the leader of the Freedom Fighters, and they have like a really cute moment where I think he joins the team as like an extra, and he like helps on like maybe one or two missions, like very low stakes, like stealing food from like really rich people and gives it to like the poor. It's a really great moment. And just like further coming into Zuko, like realizing that just because you're rich or of status doesn't mean that you're better than anybody. And again, him having that he's royalty background. So it's really good. It's really good. I feel like, yeah. But oh my gosh, now we're getting to one of my favorite scenes of the entire show. And it's very powerful, very like heart wrenching to me. Oh my gosh. And it's just so like relatable when you're used to being frustrated and let down. And you're just like, you know what? So eventually he rejoins Uncle Iroh and they get together again. Yay, team is back. But at this point, Zuko been season 2 has been taking L after L after L. He's like, I need something powerful. I'm gonna beat anybody. I'm gonna beat Azula. And again, Azula is a badass girl. Like I need her on my team. Like Azula's the type where you need her on your team and not against your team. Like she is so skilled and so technical and just like she's winning. She's winning. And Zuko has been taking L after L after L in this fucking season, right? Season 2. So one of my favorites is when he rejoins Iroh and he's like, please teach me something different so I can go toe-to-toe with Azula. And Azula, one of her specialty moves is using lightning bending. And lightning bending is a sub bending of fire bending. So you can't be a water bender and trying to lightning bend. You can't be an air bender or earth bender and blah, blah, blah. And try to, it's like a prerequisite, basically. But not any schmo, not any regular degular Joe can be like lightning bending. Like it's a very like in the entire show, only 3 people are shown who can do it, and that's Firelord, Ozai, Azula, and Uncle Iroh. But look at the stats. Like they're like the entire show, you don't see nobody else lightning bending, and the 3 people who can do it, Ozai, Azula, and Iroh. So only one person's on your team and they're against you. Like it's just too much. It's just too like the stakes are too. Right at before the episode before this, Azula literally lightning bends Uncle Iroh. So they get together and he's like trying to like help Uncle Iroh recover from that. So he's like, teach me how to lightning bend, pretty fucking please, because look at all this is going on. Like whoa, whoa, whoa. So they spend like a little training montage where Uncle Iroh really is trying to teach Zuko how to lightning bend, but it's a very specialist technique. Like I said, nobody else on the Fire Nation can really do it. Like you really see only these 3 people in like the hundreds of thousands of Fire Nation. So it's like it's not a surprise that Zuko can't get a grasp of it, unfortunately. So at this point, Zuko was bummed out, and Uncle Iroh was like, "Listen, I'm gonna teach you a move that okay, you can't make lightning bending, but this redirect the lightning bending." Okay, so imagine someone trying to shoot at you, be like, back at you, like, like I don't think so. So basically, Uncle Iroh was trying to teach Zuko how to redirect lightning bending, right? So they're doing another training montage, and at this point, it's starting to storm a little bit in the background, like lightning, thunder, like it's starting to rain. And Zuko was like, "Okay, Uncle Iroh, I feel comfortable in that technique. Now shoot lightning at me so I can redirect it." Uncle Iroh was like, "No." Uncle Iroh was like, if you're lucky, you'll never need this technique at all. Because imagine someone shooting lightning from their fingertips at you and how quick lightning is. Like, hello? And Zuko was not trying to have it. Zuko was not trying to have it. So this being one of my most favorite scenes ever, right? At this point, Zuko literally ditches Uncle Iroh for a quick moment. He's like, if you won't give me lightning, I'll find my own lightning. Fucking real. So he runs to like this next mountain nearby, right? And again, it's thundering crazy, lightning like crazy. It's threatening to rain. It's raining a lot right now. A crazy ass storm is brewing. So he gets to the top of a mountain and he's like, oh, I see the like it's thundering and lightning right now, right? He's like, you always had a problem with me. You always never held back. Well, now I can handle the lightning. Now I can send the lightning back. Give it to me. And he's yelling intensely at the sky, at the lightning, at the thunder, at the storm brewing, going crazy. No, and the lightning is striking at random places around him. And he's like, why are you holding back? You never held back before. And it's just like the music and the intensity of the emotions, like, guys, like, no, no. And he sadly and very bitterly accepts that it's not going to happen, that he won't have a chance to prove to himself that he can stand toe to toe, but also just that feeling of always being battered down and like, just held to impossible standards and just like always being the brunt end of a joke or like, all the frustrations. Like his father literally scarred him. Like, and he can't even have the chance to prove himself. Like it's just a very powerful scene. But whew, yeah, it was so intense. So intense. Now, stars, I want you guys to remember the very beginning of season 2, he had that dream where it was like the devil and the angel on his shoulder. And now we're finally at season 2 finale, right? Crossroads of Destiny. And this is such a banger of an episode. Such a banger of an episode. So at this point, let me set the scene for you, right? At this point, Zuko and Katara are separated from Aang and Iroh. And Aang and Iroh, I feel like they would have had such really fun side quests. I kind of wish they explored that in the show. Because Uncle Iroh is actually loved by everyone. Like, nobody ever has a real problem with Uncle Iroh. Like, he's just like one of those guys that could just like really be on any team. Like, he's just so wholesome. So they're pretty much trying to get to Katara and Zuko. So they're trying to like, earthbend to this crazy ass earth-bending dungeon that Katara and Zuko are trapped in, right? And during this time where Katara and Zuko are together, they're pretty much having a heart-to-heart moment because again, Katara really fucking hates the Fire Nation because her mother was killed by Fire Nation. And whenever she sees Zuko, who really was Mr. Prince Fire Nation, like all of season 1, where he's chasing and tracking down Katara, Aang, and Sokka, trying to capture him to go back to, like, there's a lot of hard feelings between Zuko and Katara, and just, her associating anybody with Fire Nation, especially the Prince of the Fire Nation, as you gotta go. Like, you gotta go. Like, I fucking hate your guts. Like, yeah. So they're really having like a heart to heart where Katara pretty much says, the Fire Nation stole my mom from me. And Zuko reveals to Katara, me too. And that's one of the great like background stories where I feel like they explored it more into the comics right after the show, Avatar Last Airbender, where you really get into what happened to Zuko's mom. That's like one of the biggest mysteries of the show. But they're pretty much having this very heart to heart tender moment where they're like pretty much discovering that there's more in common they have than against each other. And again, this is Zuko coming to terms with him realizing that just because someone said my destiny should be this way, my reclaiming my honor should be this way, doesn't mean I have to accept it. So he's still trying to digest into this new person that's developing within himself. And they have a really great time, even to the point where they get along to where Katara is even considering using her very rare spiritual water on Zuko to potentially heal him from the scar that he got from his father. But they're having a very great heart to heart moment. Now Aang and Uncle Iroh finally get to Zuko and Katara, and they're both like really happy to be reunited. But this is when Azula comes back into the picture. And by the way, she just kind of like commandeered the secret earthbending kingdoms. Like, so she pretty much captures Iroh, and she's like, Zuko, I expect to be betrayed from Uncle Iroh, but you're not a traitor. She's like pretty much getting into Zuko's head, right? Because she knows that if it's Aang and Katara and Zuko against her, she has no chance. But she can get Zuko on her side and just do like a one-on-one, a two-on-two. It's more feasible to win, right? And this is literally seconds after Zuko wondering, can I actually be good and am I capable of change? Why Homeboy picks Azula's side and starts to fight Katara and Aang. And Katara is pissed, as she fucking should. Like, Katara is literally like, bro, you just spent the last 2 hours saying that you're different and you changed. You just like an ancient nigga. But no, she's pissed. They're all pissed. And yo, but yeah, so this 2-on-2 is going really good. But then Azula's like, let's bring up the heat. And she literally uses like 100 Daily people to support her and Zuko to go against Katara and Aang. And at this point, Aang is like, okay, I gotta pull out the wild card. I gotta pull out the big guns. So he literally decides to go into the avatar state. And he's like, he is at his top peak when he is in avatar form. So he's literally going into the state, right? And yo, this is another reason why Azula is actually one of my favorite villains, because she broke the unspoken rule of anime where you do not disrupt your op when they're loading up to their main battle move. Cause like, yo, that's just so disrespectful. But she says, oh, she literally lightning bends Aang when he's literally processing into the mode of avatar state. And yo, I really have to compare this to one of my other favorite shows, Attack on Titan, when Eren literally punches the Warhammer Titan when it was getting ready. When it was loading up. Like, yo, it really gave that same energy. Cause rude, like, let me load up. Let me load up. Like, why you gotta be? She literally lightning strikes Aang while he's loading up into the avatar state. And mind you, everybody else in the room is like mad shocked. Cause remember, the avatar has not been seen for 100 years. So any type of move Aang whips out, especially as an airbender too, it's like, this is news to me. Like, I didn't know they do that. Like, it's really like such a like a wow, like whoa type moment. And Zula was just like, boop. So she pretty much kills Aang. Fucking crazy. But oh my god, we're gonna end season 2 right there. But I'm gonna give Niche Babes hero and villain moments for Zuko, right? But yeah, one of my favorite hero moments for Zuko in season 2, Earthbending, is when he literally frees Appa from being like captured in chains by the Dai Li. So he frees Appa, and Appa can finally escape and eventually reunite with Aang. And this is one of the most heartfelt moments of the show because yo, if you guys watched Appa Lost Days, don't watch Appa Last Days. That shit was so fucking sad. Oh my god. I was ready to call PETA every step of the way because I'm like, no. Yeah, that's one of my favorite hero moments for Zuko at this point in the show, right? Now, my villain moment for Zuko in this part of the show is when he, of course, chooses Azula over Iroh, Aang, and Katara. So he pretty much chose evil over good. And the next notable is when he literally hires an assassin because he suspects that the Avatar is still alive at this point. And he especially does this to cover his base because after Azula lightning bends Aang and pretty much shoots and kills him, she's like, wow, the Avatar is dead. So Azula and Zuko return to the Fire Nation, and right when Fire Lord Ozai is like, "So, recap to me what happened." Azula tells their father, Fire Lord Ozai, that it was Zuko who struck and killed the Avatar, and that she was so impressed that he did that. She's really hyping Zuko up when it was really her who did that. So yo, at this part of the show, you see Fire Lord Ozai suddenly loves Zuko. You would really think that this is not the same person who fucking physically scarred his son and emotionally. Like, him as being the warm, lovable father that Zuko always wished that he had. And Zuko, he peeps game. He's like, okay, Azula told dad that it was me who killed the Avatar because she's basically throwing me under the bus. Because if anything happens, if any crazy scenario where Avatar is actually still alive, it goes back to Zuko. So what does he do to cover his base? He hires an assassin to find and kill the Avatar. But it's not no regular assassin, right? This assassin literally could shoot explosions from his mind. From his mind. From his mind. Like, what? And it's so funny because we, the audience, get this really awesome chase and fight scene between Combustion Man, who Sokka named, and he also named him Sparky Sparky Boo Man. We had this really great fight chase scene. So that has to be my last villain moment for Zuko in this season. And now, stars, we can finally get to the best part, the redemption arc that you see all the character development from season 1, season 2 into Zuko in this last season. Season 3, Book Fire. Oh my gosh. This is really the season where he really reclaims his honor, and that honor being whatever Zuko decides. He's really coming to terms because he's like, okay, I'm finally back in the Fire Nation. I'm given everything I could have ever dreamed about. Father loves me and shows support of me. He's invited me back into meetings. Like, it's like everything that younger Zuko would have wanted, would have killed for. Like, he's really like, I can't believe I'm back in the Fire Nation. I'm being celebrated in this way. He's not understanding why he's not able to enjoy this moment of him being back and embraced into the Fire Nation, right? And we get to one of the really great episodes of this show called The Beach, because I feel like this entire show we get a lot of backstory and fleshing out the characters for Aang, Katara, Sokka, and Toph, who joins later. But in this episode, we can finally flesh out the Fire Nation crew, which is Zuko, Azula, Ty Lee, and May. And in this The Beach episode, it's just it starts off as like a really great filler episode where this Fire Nation random is like throwing a party, and the Fire Nation crew is like, fuck it, let's just go enjoy ourselves, be regular Fire Nation teens, right? So just a bunch of like silly filler shenanigans. But towards the end of the show, the whole theme of the show is Zuko just like pissed off and just has a really bad temper and he's like taking out on everybody who's just like, dude, chill. Like, towards the end, we get to the bonfire scene, and it's just the Fire Nation crew, right? Azula, Zuko, Ty Lee, and May. So they're at the bonfire, and Zuko is just really trying to understand why the hell he's so angry.
I'm angry at myself!
Because I'm not sure I know the difference between right and wrong anymore.
And Zuko is like finally coming to terms that he's angry, and he's angry at himself because he really regrets betraying Iroh. He really just feels as though this is everything he would have wanted at one point of his life, but it's not at all what he needed. He's coming to terms with it, right? And it's just like a really beautiful scene where we're finally diving deeper into like the flaws and insecurities of like the Fire Nation crew, of Zuko, and just like that bittersweet feeling where you can like get something that you chased for years, and when you finally get it, it's not as sweet, or it's not at all what you thought it was, what you wanted or needed. So it's a pretty good episode like that, just diving more into those type of feelings. Because yeah, you have to remember, like, throughout this entire show, it's Zuko saying that I have to reclaim my honor doing these very specific things, which just so happens to be recapturing the Avatar who has not been seen for 100 years, and it's just little old me trying to do that. So he's like, okay, like, I reclaimed my honor. I reclaimed it. And I'm still angry as hell. Like, what the hell is going on? So, yeah. But stars, we are finally coming to the redemption arc for Zuko, right? The redemption, like all this build up, and we're finally getting to it, right? So, and especially all the perspective he gains from his time as a undercover refugee during the Earth Kingdom, it really puts into terms like, okay, I can choose my own life, and it doesn't have to be in alignment with what I've been taught my whole life, which is definitely propaganda. So it's a very coming to age type of feeling for Zuko, right? And the redemption is when he comes to terms with the fact that, okay, I actually hate the Fire Nation. And there's an episode called The Solar Eclipse where during this time, firebenders cannot actually firebend because that's where the source of their firebending, the sun. So he confronts his father during this eclipse and he got those dual swords again, okay? Hey guys, I'm back. So right here, Zuko is pretty much saying to his dad, it was so fucked up how you not only banished me, but you did this right after physically scarring me in an agony Kai when I'm 13 in front of everybody. How can you justify doing something that cruel and unjust to your own kid? Then Zuko says, not only is it forget the Fire Nation, but I'm also going to help the Avatar take you down. Ozai is furious. He lightning bends to Zuko, and Zuko with that technique was such a satisfying, vindicating moment for real, for real, for real, for real, for real. And so at this point, Zuko's next mission, how he feels he can reclaim his true honor, he's like, okay, I'm gonna join the Avatar. How ironic is that, by the way? Like this whole everything, right? He's now like, I can't believe this entire time I was trying to capture you to bring back to the Fire Nation, but now I want to join you and help you bring down the Fire Nation. Like, hell the fuck yeah. Here's your baddie's chain. But yeah, so it's like a lot of awkward moments in this time of this transition where Zuko was like, how do I even approach the Avatar team? Because
Hello? Zuko here.
so right here, Zuko is sincerely apologizing to the entire team for his actions throughout the entire show. And he says that he just wants to do his part in ending this war, and he knows that he can do that by offering to be the firebender teacher that Aang needs. A lot of back and forth about like, we don't trust you. Look at all this fucking shit that happened because of you. Look at the. It's a lot of lore that just like I can't get over that. Like, come on, like who? Like, get the fuck out of my face with that nonsense. Like, it's really giving that. And Zuko like keeps persisting, and eventually Aang, Sokka, and Toph start to forgive Zuko, and it makes sense because at this point Aang needs a firebender, and he needs one yesterday. That's the type of shit that's on, because Aang has his own mission for this entire show that he needs to fight Fire Lord Ozai. So it's really ironic that his son is trying to be his new firebending teacher. So Aang, Sokka, and Toph are like, you know what? He says he changed. We ain't got no other. Because Katara's like, listen, I was low key starting to become Team Zuko myself, but remember in that season 2 finale, Crossroads of the Destiny, where you literally betrayed me when we were in that cavern together and we had that heart to heart moment. Like, you really betrayed me at the like that whole spiel. Like, keep it, keep it. So at this point, Katara's like, okay, I'm gonna keep my feelings to myself only because Aang needs a firebender, but I don't fucking trust you. I don't fucking like you. And you could be dead for all I care. I really don't care. So Aang, Sokka, and Toph accept Zuko with not open arms. You know, they're still speculative, but they're like, we need a teacher for Aang. So Zuko begins to teach Aang firebending. And he's like, dang, I really did Katara dirty back then. So he's doing his best to try to like reconcile the situation, and Katara's not happening. Why is Zuko gonna say, actually, I know you hate me because your mom was killed by the Fire Nation, but what if I gave you access to the person who actually killed your mom? Zuko literally offers to take Katara to the person who killed her mom. Yo. Little me, when this first came on the show, I was eating this the fuck up. I was like, you want to help me find my mom's killer? Oh, pack the water, pack the sandwiches, pack the. We leave at dawn. We leave at dawn. So that's pretty much the energy right now, right? So Zuko and Katara literally leave on Appa, try to find Katara's mom's killer. And this is one of my favorite episodes that really highlights just how peak and overpowered Katara is. And again, going back to how the show does an amazing job giving the female character their time to shine, like to the point where you're drowning in success at the amount of like great scenes that you get that shows just how powerful these female characters are in the show. And I have to say that because a lot of these animes or cartoons or shows, they do a terrible job like fleshing out these female characters or make them really fucking weak, or they're making them be like, I need help, please help me. And then the male character save the day. So I have to really just say, thank you, Avatar. Yay. Because Katara, Azula, Toph, like all the girlies are really killing it in this show. But anyway. So Zuko and Katara eventually get face to face with the killer of the mom, right? Oh my god. The way that Katara bends the rain that's happening into shards of ice glass, like daggers, and just as it's about to hit the killer, and by the way, he is so pathetic and pitiful at this stage of his life. And I think Katara really decides, like, okay, just like what Aang said, where it's like forgiving not for them, but for yourself. At the very last moment, she decides not to. And it's also a kid's show. Very last moment, she's like, okay, let me not be a murderer also. She changes her mind, but she's like, Zuko, I appreciate you for even coming with me on this little side quest. Like, I really, thanks. So, Katara, at this part, she's like, okay, I can start to forgive you, Zuko. And it's a really great moment, too. So, at this part of the show, Zuko and Katara are finally on good terms again. So, stars, we are finally at the climax for Zuko and his redemption arc for this show. Villain to hero. We're finally there. We're finally there. We're finally there. Now, Zuko and Katara are finally on good terms. The whole gang is finally reunited, man. Like, all one, goal is, which is to take down the Fire Nation, because fuck the Fire Nation, really. And at this point, one of the most peak moments of the show is the Agni Kai, the duel between Azula and Zuko. And this is a long in the making, right? Has been brewing for a hot minute because they always had a few fights throughout the show, and Azula always took that dub. Always took that dub. Like, she is like the best of the best when it comes to Fire Nation, aside from Fire Lord Ozai. But Azula's unraveling. This is very coinciding with seeing a side by side where Azula's unraveling, and in the same time, Zuko is blossoming into this beautiful butterfly, finally blooming into the type of firebender that he was always meant to be, the type of person he was always meant to be, redeciding his own honor, his own destiny. It's really beautiful. And in this Agni Kai of Azula versus Zuko, it is gorgeous, animated, produced, just we are eating it up as a viewers. We are eating it up. It is so good. But it's crazy because Azula's literally doing her usual 1 2 1 2, and Zuko is finding every way to just calmly boop negates it, boop backs it off, boop parries, and he's throwing his own offensive. And this is new. This is very new. It's always been whenever Zuko versus Azula, it's always Azula taking that dub. So she's unraveling for her own reasons, but seeing how Zuko is not doing his usual, you know, bend to one knee in terms of like abilities of like who stands on top strongest, it's really getting to Azula. And Zuko says that really gets her like going, where he's like, what, no lightning, afraid I'm gonna redirect it? And Azula is pissed. She's winding that lightning, getting ready to go. You can tell in her eyes, she's like, hey, I damn near killed the Avatar the first, so I could kill you too. So she's loading it up. Zuko is getting ready because he's Mr. Redirect the Lightning ever since his Fire Lord Ozai dad. Ever since the Eclipse episode, Zuko was really on some, I'm gonna redirect it. So finally, Azula, at the very split second, she decides to not shoot that lightning to Zuko. She shoots it at Katara. And this is, of course, One of the best hero moments where Zuko run. First of all, lightning. How fast is lightning? Look it up, editor Yaz. Because why Zuko runs to put himself in front of the lightning, protecting Katara, and yo, dude. And thankfully, Katara, she's so OP. She has like the best healing abilities ever. Where she's able to like heal Zuko right after taking that lightning to the chest for her. And it's a great moment. But whew, guys, dang, this might be the longest I'm just yapping at you guys, but I really love this show so fucking bad. Down bad. Like, if there are 10 Avatar lovers in the room, I'm one of them. If there is one Avatar lover in the room, I'm that one. Like, this show is actually everything you need. Like, that heartfelt emotion, that action, fast pace. Just like every character getting their time to shine in their own unique way. It's not under balance where it's only the main character getting their highlights. No, everybody else gets a little moment and proving to you as the audience, like, this is really the best team put together by accident. These are kids. These are kids taking down a nation, taking down a government. These are kids challenging the propaganda because they will be talking about some. There's no war in Boston. Say, and we're gonna circle back on that phrase because I'm definitely bringing the series back because Avatar: Last Airbender is really one of my favorite shows of all time, for real. So, yeah, guys, stars, thank you so much for joining me on this wild ride. That really concludes Zuko's redemption arc of the year of life. Like his villain to hero era is really like top tier, and I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. And I don't know, maybe you should like and subscribe to join the Star community. If you don't like and subscribe, you're on Fire Nation. If you don't like and subscribe, you are Fire Nation, and we don't want your kind here. We don't want your kind. So please join the Stars community, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourself, Stars, and until next time. Like, subscribe to join the Stars.